Okay, I'm Robyn Lyons, and
I'm Dominic.
we're here to represent Summit Land Conservancy. We are located in Park City, Utah, and mostly work in the Wasatch Back, so Summit County, Morgan County, expanding into Weber and also Wasatch counties. And we're here to talk about what we do as an organization and how we save land in the Weber River watershed. So, a conservation easement is a legally recorded document, and it's an agreement between a willing landowner and a holder such as Summit Land Conservancy or another land trust. And this agreement is to uphold the conservation values. And some of those conservation values may include scenic open space, wildlife habitat, water quality, just to name a few. And these conservation values we want to uphold on the property in perpetuity, and that means forever. And so those are some of the values that are important for why we do what we do.
All right. Conservation easements allow for landowners to manage their own land, occasionally with the use of a management plan or assistance from an entity like the NRCS. Well-managed rangelands, like the Wright property pictured right here, help with maintaining a high downstream water quality through natural filtration and limiting water usage. Landowners can make large improvements with small changes, such as improving watering areas with troughs, which reduces erosion from cattle, and have automatic shutoff valves to prevent water overflow. Additionally, limiting the amount of cattle on the property overall reduces the amount of erosion and soil compaction that occur, which both directly impact water quality. Through proper management on conservation easements, we promote natural resources by reducing erosion, surface runoff, and limiting pollutants that are moving into the water from said surface runoff. Development impact is poised to continue to alter how much water is used in the state. Large increases to population are projected over the next 30 years. Residential development is very impactful on water quality through the increase of impervious surfaces and stormwater discharge. These factors restrict the amount of water that is absorbed into our aquifers and increases the amount of water running through existing channels, creating more erosion and a higher pollutant load. Increasing the amount of water in our aquifers means we lose less water to surface evaporation, which directly benefits both municipalities and industrial water use. Riparian development along the Weber River is only increasing, which leads to modified stream banks, more channelization, and more direct chemical and pollutant runoff. Agriculture can also have a negative impact on water quality and stream health, especially when conducted next to a riparian corridor. Cattle with easy access to riparian areas causes significant amounts of bank erosion. And according to the USGS, fertilizer runoff is a leading cause of poor water quality related to nutrient load, such as algae blooms. However, agricultural land has clear benefits. It has few impervious surfaces and has a much lower impact on stream flow than residential or commercial development. Environmentally conscious management techniques can drastically reduce the negative impact of agriculture on our water by implementing simple improvements such as trough systems, fencing, and responsible fertilizer use.
All right, I know there's not a lot of numbers up here, but bear with me. I wanted to talk through a land use comparison. Estimated values up here, emphasis on estimated. So this is a property that is 2,800 acres. It's an actual current project of ours. And so I wanted to look at what that looks like right now with it not being developed versus if it was going to be developed. So 2,800 acres. We're two different zonings, Ag 80, which is one development right per 80 acres, and Ag 10, which is one development right per 10 acres, which gives us 56 development rights. And each of those development rights has the potential to become a home. And so according to the National Environmental Education Foundation, the average home is 3.04 people and uses about 167 gallons of water a day in Utah. So this gives us 508 gallons of water per day for each household. When you multiply that by 56 households, you get over 28,000 gallons of water a day. And that's just per day. And then we're looking at the actual grazing, the rangeland property. There are 200 cattle grazed on this property, and the average adult cattle uses 1,200 gallons of water a day, which gives us 12 gallons of water a day, which gives us the 2,400 gallons of water. And therefore, grazing cattle on the property only takes 8% of the water that it would be used if the property was converted to residential use. And I was actually a little bit shocked by how low this percentage was. Just doing estimated comparisons, there's a lot of other factors at play when it comes to water use on properties, but it's pretty significant. And also taking into account that cattle are commonly not on the properties for 12 months of the year. They are moved around, and so that results in an even lower water usage and more water to get back into the natural system. So 90% of our easements as a land trust are within the Weber River watershed. And about half of those current projects are large rangeland properties, such as the example I just used. The other half are meadow properties that are along the Weber River or in the Camas Meadows. And the Weber River flows right through the middle of them all. So the runoff from these properties either goes to tributaries or directly into the Weber River. The dark green up here are our current closed projects, and the lighter green are our actual current projects that we are working on right now to protect. So a little bit about the easement progress over the years. We currently have 56 easements with 19,000 acres, 21 current projects totaling 31,000 acres. We had 4 projects funded in fiscal year 2024 with 5,800 acres, and we had 4 applications last year, fiscal year 2025, with 15,960 acres. If we add all that together, the 4 projects funded last year being current projects, and we were able to close all of those easements, it would be 66,000 acres approximately, and that would be really great. And we also have 2 RCPP projects, which I'll dive into in the next slides, but RCPP Headwaters Initiative, we have 1 closed easements and 2 active easements for that project, and we were also awarded Camas Meadows RCPP, and there's 5 potential projects with that. So the Headwaters Initiative, RCPP, so RCPP is the Regional Conservation Partnership Program, and it's a really important program through the NRCS, the Natural Resources Conservation Service, that provides funding to land trusts such as ours to protect these properties. So in 2019, we were awarded $9.4 million to protect land. You can see our red boundary there for the project, and the majority of the Weber River watershed is within that boundary. And that was our goal, is to really focus on this water and saving land in this area. And 2 of our main partners are Trout Unlimited and Sageland Collaborative, which are both here. And we love working with them and collaborating to reach the project outcome goals. For each RCPP, you have outcomes to meet, and we're grateful to have really good partners to do that. So we have Sargent Ranch easement, which closed in 2023, and that is along the Weber River. We have another project, Maxo Meadow, which is on Beaver Creek and a direct tributary to the Weber. And then we also have Merchant Ranch, which is along the Weber River, and those 2 later projects we're hoping to close in 2025. And our second RCPP is the Camas Meadows RCPP. So we were awarded this in 2024, just last year, with $22.5 million to protect specifically the Camas Meadows. And we wanted to focus on this project boundary because of how unique this valley is. These meadows are proximate to the Weber River headwaters, and we wanted to focus on the unique soils and the aquifer of the valley and being able to recharge that and have the water flow through it, because when you have water flowing through the land, it cleans it and the water quality is increased. We also wanted to connect the river habitats through conservation easements that are adjacent to one another. If we can get them next to each other on the Weber River, that's a really big impact. And we are also collaborating with really cool local organizations for this project. Three Springs Land and Livestock, they're here today, go say hi, for comprehensive monitoring on these properties. And we're really lucky to be working side by side with them, as well as Alpine Forestry, which is another local organization, to track the visual changes through aerial imagery of the valley that we're seeing, how development is impacting it, where it's expanding, and so we can just see what that does for the future. So in summary, conservation easements not only save land, but they save water too. And we're working to have the conversations with landowners to have proper management practices to be expanded and encouraged, moving towards working with the land and the better use of water and implementing improvements on these properties. The RCPP projects are a vital source for protecting properties in the watershed, and we're grateful to have partners at NRCS and RCPP to work on those. And through these projects and other funding sources, we are working to hopefully more than double our acreage protected in the next few years. And that's all. Thank you for letting us be here. Any questions? Okay.
So I live in Morgan Valley, and I would really like to see a lot of those green marks on the map in Morgan.
Okay.
How can we encourage outreach and connections with property owners in Morgan, because things are going to start changing real fast there now?
Yes, Morgan is definitely an area that we are interested in expanding towards, and a lot of our outreach events are located more in Summit County. So we need connections in Morgan County where we can have events and talk to landowners and have landowners come talk to us so that we can make those connections. So if anybody knows of places and events that we can do for outreach, we are open to suggestions.
We have a few folks here from Morgan Conservation District, so if any of you have ideas, please reach out to me or our friends here.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to mention that the RTPP program has funded a big piece of this conference through Summit Land Conservancy. Thank you.
Yes, I'll just reiterate that in here. So the Headwaters Initiative, RCPP, is the RCPP that is funding the conference, helping to fund the conference. Excuse me.
Yeah.